completing the pavered walled raised bed. Here my son is trying to secure the outer wall of the paver walls for the raised bed. We are using PVC and he has put in a wire. This is his own idea, so I kind of let him run with it. But he's having some issues with the drill bit. And this time when he put in the screw, I told him to put it on top of the 2x4 instead of on the side of it. And now I am putting in the second layer because the pavers are too low and I need it to be able to put in all the topsoil and the dirt. So I repurposed some of the old fencing for the top layer of this raised bed, and so I have collected most of the day all the dirt that we are going to be repurposing. These are all the old soils from my garden that were all put in raised beds, so they have all been amended several times. We like to reuse and then amend the soil so that we can continue to keep using them. So we're pouring in as many as we can, and now I am trying to secure the planks to make sure that the openings are kind of tight and closed. That is from my miniature or lower raised bed that I bought several years ago. And so spreading them out is so intensely necessary. Baking soda, because this is going to be for tomatoes. Tomatoes require acidity, so baking soda is what I'm using, and then I'm putting in the perlite, and then the vermiculite, earthworm castings, and this is the organic tomato and vegetable plant food. And so now I am thoroughly mixing them again. And it's a lot easier for me to do it by hand, so I can make sure that they're all incorporated and to break up anything that is in clumps. I am now putting in the peat moss because peat moss will help to keep the soil a lot more moist, and so we don't have to continue watering too much. And so here are the plants. These are all the tomatoes. We've got like 5 varieties, and 4 of them are heirlooms. And then we've got the cucumbers that I'm putting to the trellis. And we are now trying to decide where to plant the tomatoes, because once they get tall enough, we are going to do the canal branch bearing technique, which will allow us to get more tomato plants from one plant. And I will do a video on that when that happens. Right now the tomatoes are too small, and so I am now planting the cucumbers because my granddaughter loves cucumbers. In fact, this is pretty much for her, this raised bed, because she likes cucumbers and she loves tomatoes. And tomatoes are very expensive, and so are cucumbers these days. We have 3 different varieties of cucumbers. And because we're going to lay the branches down when they get taller, we thought we were going to plant it in the front, and then I decided no, it would be better to plant them in the back, but in a slanted position, so that we are going to be able to gently lower the branches when the time comes to do the canal branch burying technique. using the branch canal technique, whatever grows from the branches, we will be snipping off, because we actually only want like 3 in a row from each ones. But any of the plants that do come up, that sprouts out from the branch that is being buried, we will be able to transplant. This area has about 6 to 8 hours of full sun, and then it gets shaded. And so this is a perfect climate for raising tomatoes and cucumbers. Cucumbers and tomatoes are perfect together because they are water-based and they love a lot of water. So now we're attaching the tendrils of the cucumbers to the trellis. And so now we're almost actually complete. So we've got, this is a melon that I'm temporarily putting in there because I have to put it somewhere until the watermelon and melon bed is created. And that is the hybrid cherry tomato. We'll be growing more cherry tomatoes in that area. And so it looks pretty secure. My son did a pretty good job securing it. And now I'm helping to put the other cucumber onto the trellis. And so now I am watering them. As you notice, I am bending down because I am trying very hard not to get any of the leaves wet. And then I'm telling my son how to cut out some of the dead, damaged leaves so that the plants can focus on acclimating to its new home. There are going to be more pruning done later, maybe in about a few days or so that the plant will learn to focus on creating stronger roots and better production. And so this way we'll have better harvests. I'm also going to be planting some companion plants in this raised bed to prevent the normal vegetable pests. And we continue to water. We have watered. My son watered the organic matter earlier, and so you see how he's watering. It's not very good because he's actually watering leaves, and that is a no-no when it comes to tomatoes. It can cause disease. So so I'm trying to explain it to him. Then he changes it, and then he goes down. Unfortunately, he is still watering the leaves. So I take over and explain to him why it is necessary to not wet the leaves. As the tomatoes get taller, wetting the leaves is not going to be a problem because they will be pruned. So when you have a raised bed this tall with a lot of organic matter, what you want to do is continue to water the organic matter until you're ready to put the soil in. And so this is it. We just need to get some fencing to prevent them from the dogs jumping in there, but we are almost done. Thanks for watching.